In August 2025, I got reached out to via email asking if I'd be willing to interview an up-and-coming LEGO Storytime YouTuber. First off, I was honored to have been reached out to, and also checking out his content made me say yes, immediately. Today, I interviewed the BrickBoy about his goals as a new YouTuber who does LEGO Storytime animations. Make sure to like and subscribe, we're almost to 600, and question timestamps are below as usual. Also, make sure to check out BrickBoy after this interview. Enjoy. Who are you and what content do you make?
So I am a 21-year-old college student. I make storytime animation videos with a Lego style. I decided to do that over drawing just because I always created my own Lego builds in online software, so it's just kind of easy to transport over. And I just kind of talk about things that I think are relatable or something that the audience can relate to / be interested in, even if it's not the exact same story, to try to get a laugh and just have fun while making it.
Kind of mentioned you do Lego because of having that experience. What made you, why did you have that experience in the first place?
So I always watched The Odd Ones Out on YouTube. He's a big inspiration for me. And I always tried the 2D thing, and it just always looked robotic to me. I had done classes in school and stuff like that. And then I also watched this guy named Forest Fire, who most people know him as the guy that made the Duck song. He mainly does Lego Batman videos, and I'd watched him for probably 10 years, but he does stop motion, and I always liked that style and the Lego movie style and stuff like that. And so I was just curious about Blender one day, and I figured out how it is complicated. I don't want to minimize what I do, but it is pretty straightforward. Once you have your rig and your character built, you just kind of type in what angles you want things to be at. The hard part is setting it up, and then it's pretty straightforward. So since I'm already building these background sets and stuff like that, it just seemed like the most time efficient thing and something that I would just have the most fun doing and not get burnt out at.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Curious / creative. Those would be my first two, because I feel like I'm always thinking about things and thinking, now that I'm making videos, oh, I wonder if this story from when I was 10 years old, for example, could be a fun story. And then also, I'd say adventurous. In my free time, I love to just kind of go out and explore new things, and I think that's also what drew me to learning how to animate kind of on a whim.
How do you go about scripting a story? How do you go about brainstorming, and how do you make it entertaining almost?
Whenever I'm in my sound booth and I'm talking to my microphone, I'm acting like I'm sitting on the couch with my friends and kind of telling a story. So, things will be over exaggerated here or there for a laugh or for something that you can animate, because animation's nice where you can really do whatever you want. The canvas is kind of up to you to create. I guess what I do is I get my topic and my skeleton, and I tell the story, and then it's okay, what can I add bits to? What are some skits I can do? But yeah, that's kind of my process. I just think of the story first, and then I go back and I add to it. It's basically a rough draft and then add more to the script to make it funny and exaggerate things.
How long have you made content for? Because I know you mentioned doing Lego animation for a long time. Did you do it for a previous channel, or was there any experience with that? Or
I didn't learn how to animate until October. I made my first video in January, but before that I was doing 2D animation classes just for school because I had to do art credits. It just was something that always interested me. What I had done for forever was the actual sets that you see in the back. Lego's kind of had a thing where their sets that are normally priced have really been dumbed down for kids to be able to build, and then the sets that are actually well done and take a lot of brain power are in the $300+ range. So I kind of got into just making my own stuff eventually, and I found that really fun. So for example, in my video where I talk about my French school stories, that school room that I have, the classroom, is actually something that one day I want to build into a city. So if I ever tell a story about a grocery store, let's say, then it's going to be something that's actually that I want to build. And so I've had these things just on my drive because I haven't been able to order all the pieces yet since I'm still just a college student. It gets expensive. But I was I have all these locations and sets and things. Let's just try to use it for something. And that's just kind of what it turned into.
Favorite part of creating videos?
I think that it's really something that I would watch. I've always wanted to try to make videos, and I feel like I would make something and I would try to make it too much on the entertainment side and less what I would enjoy. And so I never ended up posting anything. It would be all over the place, from gaming videos when I was a kid. Like I said, I tried the 2D animation stuff, and it just never felt like me. And like I said, also, like, it's just stories I would tell to my friends, but I'm just making it into a YouTube video. And I just think it's so fun to have an idea in your head and be like, how do I tackle this and how do I put it into a video? Like, for example, my next video that's coming out is a fishing video. It was a big challenge to tackle. How do I make the water look realistic? And it was a lot of effort to get it to move and look authentic. And I just love like tackling those challenges because it feels so good when it's all done. Like, it's stressful during the time and it takes a lot of brain power, and then it's done and I can watch it and it's like, wow, I'm really proud of this.
What made you do that first step of creating comics? You mentioned like you wanted to do it for a long time. What made you finally pull the trigger?
I'm actually so thankful for this, but there was a mobile game I played for forever called The Simpsons Tapped Out, and that's what my first video is. And I wanted to release it on the day that the app was shutting down. And I think that if I didn't ever give myself that time limit, I probably would have never posted in the first place because I hold it to such a high standard. But posting that made me realize that each video I can watch it and be like, okay, next time I need to do this better. So I'm thankful that my first I realized my first video is not going to be perfect and I can improve on each upload. But that app shutting down, even though I was really bummed about it because I'd play it here and there all the time, but I was like, this is what I need to get me to finish this video and to make sure that it's out there. Because like I said, I started learning in October, and then I think it was January 8th or something like that it was shutting down. And I was like, I gotta learn this and get it done. And I'm so happy that I did that.
How long on average does it take to write, animate, edit a video of yours? Like, what's the normal estimate?
I would say I can get a first draft of a script done in a day right now because I just kind of piggyback off myself. I think that's something that I'm really good at. Like I said, I'm a very creative person, so I can kind of bounce from one scene to the next and visualize it. Then I'd say it takes me about 2 days to really look over it and make sure that things are timed well. I know how I'm gonna say it, like what tone I'm gonna say it in, what the spacing will be like when I record it. I'll record it in about a day, splice it up, and then do some audio enhancing because animation, like audio, is very important because you don't want to hear a lot of echoes and stuff when you're looking at a cartoon character. It's very off-putting, I've realized from practice. So that takes me about 5 days, I think, to start animating. Then animation, I'd say it takes me about a month, mainly just because of rendering. If rendering wasn't a thing, I could probably get a video done every 2 weeks, but after you animate everything, it then has to download every picture in a higher resolution. So that takes me like pretty much a month, maybe 3 weeks if it's a smaller video, and then it takes me about 2 more days to edit, get the background set up, get all the filters and the sounds in, and then it's all good to go.
So how long overall would you say that is?
I would say a month and 3 days on average. It's not perfectly a month. It's always a little bit over.
Do you say you start to work multiple videos at once, or do you try to force yourself to finish one before going to the next?
So I'll fully animate one video at a time, but usually I'll record multiple videos at once. So in case something comes up, like right now I lost my voice, but I have my next 2 video audios recorded, which is nice. But I feel like I have to really focus on one at a time. One, just because of disk space, because it takes up a lot of storage on my computer. And 2, I use a lot of the same files in Blender with the same backgrounds and effects like that. So I like to really keep it in one video at a time.
What are your hopes and goals with doing content?
So I have one that's content related and then one that would just be like really cool to have happen. Content related, I think just get people that like my stuff and get inspired by my stuff just the same way that I was inspired by the Odd Ones Out. Like, it truly is something that's so fun to me to do, and I'm just happy that I had someone to look up to for that. And just to push someone over the edge and just make your own style, have fun with it. But then my other goal that's like outside of content, I think it would be so cool to just like have my Lego character like show up as a side character in like a Lego City set or something like that one day. I just think that'd be so fun to have like an actual official version, because that torso that I drew, it's actually a 1-of-1 because I went to a Lego store where you can customize the shirts.
In 1 to 2 sentences, why should people check you out?
I think that my videos are either very relatable in the sense that it's happened to you before, or there's a similar thing that's happened to you that you can still relate to. So I think that If you want to relive some nostalgia or just laugh a little bit and relate to me, then I think it's a great thing to check out.
Do you have any final words, and where can people find you?
So I am at the BrickBoy on YouTube. My link is youtube.com/@thebrickboyyt because the BrickBoy was taken. I also have an Instagram account, the BrickBoyYT, where I post some shorts, but I try to post every single month right there on YouTube. So please check me out, and I hope you enjoy.